Bees.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. It's finale time. This was
Hi, Raiders!
penultimate head wiggle. Oh yeah. Hey.
Alright.
Yeah. Hello, Sean.
Well,
Hello,
Writers?
everybody. Uh, we have just wiggled our heads in greeting, as we do. It's the finale of The Between. Last session, there was an attack on Hargrave House, the base of operations, because when the monster hunters of the crown keep kind of just making deals with monsters, people get suspicious over time. And now there are a lot of, well, are they dead or just beaten up?
Oh, they're
Police
dead.
officers. They're all dead. Okay, there are
Dead.
a lot of dead
They're
police
dead.
officers in the
ACAB.
street.
ACAB.
A couple of dead inquisitors as well. Um, yeah. And we, at the end of last session, heard the horn of Herne the Hunter as the wild hunt has begun. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Introductions before we dive in. I'm Yanis, he, him. I am the GM here. And popcorning it over to Rosie.
Hi, I'm Rosalie. I use she, her pronouns. Feel free to use any short nickname version of my name. I will be playing Elise Karodic, the Unquiet, who also uses she, her pronouns. Will she stay unquiet? We'll find out. I have to popcorn it. That's right.
Yeah.
Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren or Renegade Dumpling. My pronouns are they, them. I am playing Noilani Astoria Clements, your witch leading the mob. Pronouns she, her. Jen.
Oh shit. Hi friends. I am Jen. My pronouns are they, she. I'll be playing your local friendly non-binary person, Ash, who shockingly whose pronouns are they, them. And party pincushion, and obviously the only interesting thing about them is the fact that they use they, them pronouns. Popcorn it over to Elliot.
Hi, my name is Elliot. I use he, him pronouns. I've been playing Araxi Elizabeth Justice, the Legacy, who uses she, her pronouns. And go ahead and bring us home, Lamia.
Hi, I'm Lamia. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Leander, whose pronouns are he, him. I'm the doctor, and that's it.
That's a lie. His
Right.
pronouns are murder.
I'm right here.
Yeah, and your pronouns are murdered.
Well, it is London, 1868. We have, last session, as I said, witnessed an assault on Hargrave House that ended not so well for the police or the Church Inquisition. Downstairs, we see Ash, the changeling, standing right in front of a creature that they summon forth from their own dreams and bound in the body of a senior inquisitor of the church, Mother Cecilia, who is now lost within the dream world of a changeling forever.
Actually get
Unfortunate.
it.
Yeah. Outside,
So she shot me.
yeah, and you now have a tummy ache because getting shot in the gut in your dreams just makes you a bit queasy when you wake up. Um, Ren, the mob of dock workers and sailors that you brought is standing triumphant outside. And Lamia or Leander, you are equally triumphant, standing over the bloodied dead body of Silas Turner,
Correct.
his uniform soiled by his own blood.
Hmm.
What do you take from him? Or what do you take away from this?
I look down at him and I see his pistol, but I more intriguingly see the talisman that seems to have awakened the house. Something that's intriguing to me because it seems to not have liked me before. So I take that.
All right. And that is Leander's reward for defending Hargrave House. Ash now has a friend who can be a nun and be a nun with a gun and a sword.
Silent nun.
Yeah, Noelani has a mob, which is a special move that I wrote for this. So Noelani can just direct the mob. Almost all is well here. However, if someone were to do a count, there's one of the church inquisitors who has escaped attention and is now sneaking up to Noelani's room, ready for an ambush. He thinks at first, as he readies his blessed flintlock pistol, that it is the thrill of the hunt that causes the chills to run down his spine. But Eliska, what is it?
You understand already. You're asking me what it is, and we know it is Eliska, although he does not yet. He feels that chill, and it almost collects at the back of his neck and then trails down his spine just to the center of between the shoulder blades. And it moves a little bit. Rosie is really bad at biology. Is the heart to the left or the right, you guys?
It's the left side.
It's the
When
left
somebody's
side, great.
unconscious. Yeah.
It's
No.
not eyeballs. I don't know. I only know stuff about eyes. I'm so sorry.
Just
Never
feel
give
around
someone
in there,
first aid,
it's
Rosie.
okay.
But anyway, continue.
I do need to be in physical form to do this. So I think, although I think the finger bone is probably still with Noelani in her pouch, um, enough energy being within the house here is still able to collect. And you see that finger, Eliska once again manifesting, stemming from that finger that is just touching this man's back. And once her corporeal form is together, the hand phases into the back of this man's chest. I am using my ability, lowering the veil to grab this man's heart.
Squish, squish.
Precisely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sound effects.
You hear just a sudden gasp from him, almost as if he had looked at chat and saw what Ren just posted there. Anyway, his heart freezes and grows still. And then, Ren, you exit your room and you see, clutching this man's heart, this man who was about to come and kill you, Eliska. And this is the end of the attack on Hargrave House. Now, usually something like that would probably attract attention. There was a fight that spilled into the streets, shots were fired. You could usually expect more people belonging to the Metropolitan Police to show up, but the Metropolitan Police is otherwise occupied. Strange things have started happening all over London. Perhaps the strangest is Parliament is in session. Or rather, it seems like almost all members of Parliament decided to get up in the middle of the night, almost in unison, and entered the building together, completely unannounced. Ren, what's going on there?
It sounds. Sorry. It sounds like Parliament has been enthralled in a way, but really it's most likely just getting the new vessels prepared for what's about to happen.
And what would that be? Because Parliament has 3 special guests tonight. Their names are Hestia, Selene, and Comethea, the Coven.
Am I blurry? No?
No, you're fine.
It's good. It's good.
Oh,
It fixed itself.
yeah, it fixed itself. Yeah.
Okay. Stupid camera. Sorry. Can you repeat what you said?
What is about to happen at Parliament?
Much like how Leander has murdered Eliska, the government has also murdered, I think, around 500 witches since the start of the witch hunt. And the Coven is about to rectify that and give them a little bit of a new lease on life by way of taking over these old politicians' bodies and enacting their own change.
And we see a cloud gather above Parliament. Gathering, it seems, from all directions. But to return to you, or rather, Araxi, you've spent a little time away from Hargrave House, and as you return, there's a fire in the streets, mangled bodies on the cobblestones. There seems to be a mob. They seem to be chanting Noelani's name.
I have a moment of just what did I miss? And I run into the house and I'm like, Leander,
Yes.
Ash. I'm just shouting everyone's name.
You
Is everyone all right?
Yeah.
you walk into the house and you see Leander is currently standing over the body of Silas Turner, looks up at you and says, "Oh, Araxi, you're back. Welcome."
What happened?
"Oh, they thought it was a good idea to try and attack us, so we killed them all." "How was your
Oh,
trip?"
and I like walk in with with Mother Cecilia.
Most of them?
Now, to be clear, this isn't her. It's a new friend.
Oh, I got the last one. You hear from upstairs.
Yeah. Is that
Aliska.
Aliska the goat? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're all right. I'm very sorry I wasn't here to help.
We have it in hand.
Yes.
I have a bit of a tummy ache, but
Here you can eat some mint or something that helps the problem.
you have mints.
I think there's some in the garden.
There are mints in the kitchen. It's fine. I'll make tea.
How was
Start
your soul
cleaning.
searching?
And Araxi's shoulders kind of slump and just, I think after this I'm going to take a long vacation from the islands. Probably go back to where I grew up, if it still exists. I haven't been back there since. But I made this, and Araxi unslings from her back its Ball's head that's been strapped to like a big thing of wood and has like makeshift straps on it. You're just like, I'm not really sure if it's a weapon or a shield. I think it might be both, but it
Hmm.
made me happy. So, that's most of what I did yesterday.
Someone needs to invent therapy.
Arts and crafts
Congratulations.
is very therapeutic.
So what now?
Now we do a lot of cleaning up. We drink some tea, and then we
Perhaps figure out what it is else that we were supposed to do. We did make a promise that was quite vague.
I'm guessing that we're not going to be protecting the crown this time.
God,
no, we're
no.
done protecting the crown.
Well, I'm going to get disowned for this one. All right.
They didn't do much to protect you this time around.
The crown came after us.
For once, Aliska has a point. We agree.
Just self-defense at this point, really.
Truly, they attacked us. We were at home, trying to have a quiet evening. They stormed in and, well, ill-advised.
Obviously, and the body of Silas Turner is still like on the ground.
Can somebody help me bring the other one down? It's
Yeah, we don't want it.
I kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
and she
right
like
there,
waves.
yeah.
She did walk through the wall to get down here, by the way.
I'll get it.
And she like waves her hand and it passes through Leander. It's a little hard to carry things.
Yes.
As
Oh,
we
so
leave
now
you
you find
to-
my talents useful. Good to know.
Call
All
that
right,
a
as-
talent.
with that, we leave you to the logistics of getting rid of the bodies. And speaking of spending a nice quiet time at home, we briefly visit Eric and Nella Wilson. Nella, as we know, had no face for some time there and was lying catatonic on the marital bed that they shared. Today, as dawn breaks, she has awoken with, well, the regular complement of ears, a mouth, a nose, and her beautiful eyes, her deep purple eyes. Well, she didn't actually have those before. Something has changed her, but As she rises with her deep, beautiful purple eyes, she looks at her loving husband. Loving her, although their marriage has been in many ways unfulfilled, takes his hand and says, "We have so much to do." Anyway, Hargrave House. We meet you after cleaning up, well, Hargrave House, getting rid of the bodies. It's almost time to figure out what to do today as the plans of Arthur Coleman to bring down the crown come to fruition. Or not. But Leander, as you briefly stepped into your chambers to perhaps wash yourself after handling so many bodies, somebody waited for you. It is Sir Price.
Ah, surprised you've returned. What do you have for me?
Dr. Prescott, before we continue, I must ask you. I could not help but notice members of the local constabulary dead.
Yes.
Dr. Prescott, is it possible that you bear wickedness in your heart?
Sir Prescott, I have to tell you that things are different than they were in your time, and unfortunately, the local authorities attacked this home. And as you know, we do important work, and even should someone be possessed or other unfortunate matters, we do have an obligation.
Ah, yes. I see. Well, you speak of my time, but yet as a lad, I saw firsthand the ravages under Henry the Eighth, as it were.
Mm.
I am unfortunately all too familiar with the vagaries of unjust kings. And
Yes. The
if you say it
corruption.
is so, then of course I shall trust your judgment. You haven't steered me wrong so far.
Yes.
By the way, do you have some blood for me?
I actually do. Yes. Quite a lot.
Wonderful.
I throw him like three. I throw him a lot
gallons of
blood.
blood. Yeah.
Yes.
He slakes his thirst very audibly. Yes, I too. Pardon. I too have
Throws
brought
him a
you.
napkin.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, good doctor. You are, as always, the epitome of grace. As I was about to say, I have also managed to procure something for you. It is indeed blood of somebody that I believe was a victim of the one you asked me to seek. To
Mm.
mean this blood is intermingled with theirs. And Leander, you realize her blood would be in there.
Yeah.
There's also a sudden intuition. You have seen so much lately, the power that lies in blood. You already have a map,
I can
a
find
map
her.
that could lead her, that it could lead you to her.
Yes. The urge is to rip that vial out of his hand as quickly as possible. And it is very difficult to maintain my composure, but I do, and I look at him with a smile. Very good. This will be very helpful. I should be able to find her and finally put an end to all of this.
That pleases me greatly, good doctor.
Surprise. I do have one final task for you. Should I not return after this hunt, I need you to deliver these to the house, and this one in particular needs to be placed on a small table under the portrait of Miss Aliska. It is labeled. And Leander is going to hand Sir Price 2 letters. One that is addressed to the Hunters of Hargrave House, and one that is specifically addressed to Aliska.
I shall, of course, perform this errand for you. Although I hope that it will not be necessary, and that the Lord protects you wherever you may go.
Thank you, Sir Price. As always, I am glad to have met you. You remain faithful, and I am sorry that those in your time could not understand that you could still be honorable and of assistance, regardless of your state.
You almost see tears welling up in Sir Price's eyes. Anyway, we briefly leave Hargrave House again to the small apartment of Mary Gorse, who you saved from becoming a plant, essentially. She has just yesterday, or perhaps even just today, waking up, decided that she will not go to the brewery today. She will not quit that job. She will simply stop showing up. There's something else she needs to do. We see her drawing with coal on the walls of her tiny, tiny home. And what she draws is a vision of London far different from the one that you know right now. It's wild, overgrown, trees are entwined with human architecture. And she simply continues to draw and draw, covering all of the walls. And we return to Hargrave House. All of you gather together now in the kitchen. There's still possibly a stain on the wall, where Leander just tossed a plate at it. It's time to make your plans and also figure out what it is that you are to do today.
Each other.
I thought you were only going to do that once.
I do what I want. I do what I want. I imagine at some point, Sir Coleman will be back to see if we have made it through the night. But in the meantime, we need to understand Sir Colin. Jesus, captions.
He's also very much not a sir. He is
Whatever.
a former, yeah,
Mister, yeah.
Mister.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not sure he's getting knighted for any of this, honestly.
Yeah. The sir is informal. Ash doesn't do formal. think we need to understand exactly what's happening. And where we come in.
It sounds like if there's anyone that people want to talk to, and I am looking at Nolani, now is probably a good time to go check in on them. Have
Are you talking
your
about-
are the dock workers still here? Actually, do they camp out overnight? Like,
Oh, I mean, there was no camping out. There was just a fight in the streets overnight.
okay, then they went home.
No, they're
They're
there.
still outside. Okay. Okay.
They're they're always like close enough to make an entrance when they are dramatically needed.
It's fine. They're fine.
Okay, we're sure they don't need. We've got some. I guess they could have some alcohol in here that I haven't drank.
So none.
Oh, there's a couple bottles in my room.
I
That's
have several bottles. It's fine.
But yeah, quickly to say what's going on for the viewers as well. There is a mastermind question. Usually, this is required to be answered to put a stop to the plans of the mastermind and save the queen.
But also, this is a game full that's like 90% POC, so like, fuck that shit.
We're not
Yeah.
saving any queens tonight. Yeah, so
I'm just a
Um,
guest.
I'm here. Anyway, we have changed the mastermind question to how does Coleman intend to destroy the crown, and what is the fatal flaw in his plan that only you, the Hunters of Hargrave House, can prevent from dooming the operation? So,
I do have an idea.
okay.
Please.
Based on what we have here, I'm thinking that perhaps the fatal flaw is that he has planned to like blow up the palace and like kill a bunch of nobles and everything, and has forgotten that it is possible the queen also has contingencies, and that maybe because we technically are thought to serve the queen, we could get close to her, and that would be that could be, we could go that route. Other thoughts?
I was thinking, because it seems like most of the entities we've met so far that are servants have been brought here against their will, that something is gonna break whatever hold he has on them, and they're going to turn on him and not complete whatever their part of the plan is.
Ooh, I like that.
That's nice. Yeah.
I'll add something to that. Everything that's old is, of course, supposed to be haunted, including Buckingham Palace. There are several ghosts that are
Wild
supposedly in
cards.
there.
Hmm. Oh God, what if they're Aliska? What if they're gonna help protect?
I don't know them.
This? No. I
All
just made
ghosts
you
know
just
each
helped
other.
us. You just helped us protect Hargrave
Oh, for
House.
sure, for sure.
That's what I mean.
What you
I had to make the
all,
joke.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
what probably at least Nolani and Araxi would know is that Buckingham Palace, before it was built, the grounds were the site of a monastery, and there are in fact a lot of God-fearing monk ghosts that are supposedly there.
Yeah, so the queen has a legion of monk ghosts that she can control.
Sure.
But hear me out. Like, here's a few things, right? One, she may have monk ghosts, but I haven't done with a gun.
I don't know if
We
that
have-
would do much depending on the ghosts.
We have Aliska.
Well, I mean, I watched a one shot earlier. By the way, shout out to TTRP Gives, where biting ghosts was a valid tactic. So why
But
not?
you do have an Aliska, that is correct. They don't
do
have
have Aliska.
hots to grab.
Like we bite the ghosts, or the ghosts bite people.
I think we bite.
It could be
them is
both.
The implication, yeah.
Okay. So
So,
Also,
mhm.
we have Noelani. And Noelani does that weird supernatural shit, I say, being non-binary.
I guess I could trap her in Buckingham Palace.
What if we just shrank Buckingham Palace into the size of a snow globe and then just kept her in there forever?
Why does that feel like a plot of a movie that hasn't come out yet?
You know, there is definitely a movie about putting people in snow globes
A
and keeping them
movie.
in there forever.
Yeah, what's the movie? No. Okay, so I think the mastermind's
It
plan.
sound-
Yeah,
Go ahead, please go.
I think that it is. Yeah, he's been summoning these like supernatural and like fey creatures to London with the hope of using them to destroy like the government. And I do think that there's maybe to make it more complicated, maybe there's several things that could go wrong and we have to pick one of them. I don't know. But like, yeah, there could be the threat of some of the creatures turning on him, which is what Leander / Lamia brought up. There's the monk ghosts that live in Buckingham Palace, which could put a stop to these plans.
Most skunks, yes.
I do see here that there is a clue about a map to a
Mm.
location near London. Could she
Yeah.
have an escape plan?
yeah.
She could have
Is
an
the
escape
explosion
plan.
specifically supposed to be Buckingham
But-
Palace? And could
No,
she get out?
the map, that's just a. That's
Okay, I wasn't here. I'm
that's the
sorry.
clue very well described there. It is a map specifically to a tree. A tree that is linked to Huron the Hunter.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
That's
wasn't
pretty
here
much
for
a
that.
few- Yeah. I just looked at it like, oh yeah, no, that just says map to a location. They kind of left out the important part there.
I mean, look, she could hide in a tree. You never know.
Yeah.
I was in the great beyond. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm personally like above table. I like the idea of the like he didn't plan for the queen to have supernatural like capabilities one, because I feel like that allows us to hit a lot more of like that allows us to hit all the clues, and it also makes sense with the fact that like she also was having nightmares and things like that, that she's like also close to the supernatural in a way that's been hidden.
Hmm.
So I
Um,
vote for that one.
She
Yeah,
obviously
so-
believes in the supernatural because she was paying us. So like,
Yeah. Oh, she knows about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of clues that you have hit, I would say book on folk tales, which has been annotated, describing where to find creatures that could
Yeah, I
easily
wonder what that
feed
could
into.
be.
He's been
Yeah,
doing that,
yeah.
and he's also he believes that he's the only one who controls them. Beaumont saying that something called her to London. Yeah, that's a free one at this point. Also,
Yeah.
explosives, not really. The
well, obviously,
location
you still
to
need to
Horn
have
the
your
Hunter. No, no, just-
supernatural in. Yeah.
Yeah. Location map also, and Lilac giving Ash a bottle that matches something on a shelf in Arthur Coleman's hideout.
It's probably some kind of Fey lore.
Yeah. And the hunting horn also pretty much.
Self-explanatory, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the ingredients. So that kind of leaves the glowing plant that you found in the beginning. someone watching you through a hole made by roots. The explosives.
Blow up the queen, a little bitty.
Yeah.
How do you explain those?
I think the person watching us through the roots was essentially sizing us up to get a feeling for whether we would be potentially with him.
This needs to somehow relate to the actual plan. You were not part of the plan then.
He was
He
probably
assumed
using it
that
to find
Hargrave
wink
House would be
little
the
points.
only. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I would, in your case, just use the like, okay, roots making holes, essentially.
Doorway.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
need to use the regular doors if you make your own door.
Yeah. He's been having like trees and plants that have been making holes to valuable locations, and before he knew that we would help him, obviously Hargrave House would be a place they would have needed to disable and hit.
He
So
assumed it was the only supernatural help she could have would be from Hargrave House.
yeah. That and the church, which we
Have been
Yeah.
emptying systematically of.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
also a
So
dead
the-
archbishop. Yeah, it's
Yup.
things
We
have
didn't
happened.
do
Yeah.
that one.
No, you
And-
didn't.
Yeah. So wait, which ones are we? Oh, the glowing
Plant.
plant on the bank.
I think the plant was just like glowing out of basically like supernatural runoff. It was kind of an early sign of just how much like concentrated unnatural is happening in London. And so it was a tell of like he's gaining power, or like his forces are gaining power.
An indication of the fact that he is using supernatural power to achieve his
Yeah,
goals.
yeah.
How does that relate to the plan and its fatal flaw, or its fatal flaw?
It relates to the plan in that it shows us that he is using supernatural forces instead of
And
just
it's a
using
flaw.
Could it be?
Come on,
I-
no.
Could it be that
Okay,
his
yeah.
summoning of all these supernatural forces could be unintentionally bolstering the other supernatural forces that may work against him? It's just bringing more energy in general.
I honestly had the idea of like specifically a glowing plant on the riverbank, given that there is a river nymph in Ash's Fae Club, is more of like that is a result of opening a portal to the Fae. So he's clearly been recruiting and getting more and more Fae into the city and using the river as one of the sites for the portals. He might would be possible and more linked to a plan.
Okay, well, at this point,
What if it's just
allow
like flags?
circumstantial evidence here and say, yeah, okay, you've explained it. And, explosives.
I mean, with the
Boom.
with the explosives, I think that even if you have like supernatural entities, you still need a way into, and even with like forming doorways through rocks and stuff, you still want like a big hole in the building, which would make things real easy to go in. And also, an explosion is a great diversion because
Mhm.
if you blow a hole in Buckingham Palace, every single guard on the property is going to be running towards the giant hole, and the queen will be running away. So you can kind of, guess at where the queen is going to be, guess at where the main forces are going to be, based on that.
And easily identify who is running away from the big hole instead of toward it.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, didn't I give you another clue at some point,
Did you?
Jen? I think so.
Uh,
Well, I think there was an extra one that I gave you at some point, but you've only noted down 9. So you just roll with a +1 at this point. Who wants to roll?
Rosalie, you haven't gotten to roll much.
Oh my god, don't make me roll the finale, really, the most important one of the whole
This-
game.
Follows
Do
the
it.
usual rules for upgrading a roll, by the way.
Okay.
You haven't gotten to
when
roll
it comes
much. You should get to roll
answering a
something.
question. Yeah. So if this fails, you all need to put on a mask.
Yeah,
Okay.
how are masks doing,
Oh.
Leander? How are they doing, buddy? How good are you? How you looking?
It's I don't have any left, so it's fine. We just got the last one.
Okay. So here's the thing. Last night, before we played our vampire game, I did roll all of my hunger die, and 8 of the 10 came up as 10s. So may we have that luck here now. 2d6. That is 8 plus the 1 for a 9. I forget what number we need to hit.
Nine's
You need a
acceptable.
7. This
Yeah,
means
okay.
there's a complication.
That's
That's fine.
fine.
That's fine.
You're expecting ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We were told to expect ghosts.
Concerning.
It's not ghosts.
Not ghosts.
Absolutely
Not gonna be
not.
ghosts.
Super not ghosts.
Araxi's like, all right, so the best way to kill ghosts, guys, is giving like a little like one-on-ones. Sorry, Aliska, this might feel insensitive towards you. So ghosts are really weak, and just ghost 101, like none of this information is going to be useful later. That's the whole bit. That's it.
Well,
Ash
there,
is
there
taking
may
notes.
be ghosts. There
Leander
might be
just-
something else as well.
Leander just stares at Elise, just occasionally stares over at Eliska the entire time you're talking about how to kill ghosts.
I'm just a little amused because Araxi did have this knowledge the whole time, and it's only just now being shared, and I have clearly done enough to make it worth not doing these things before we leave for the night.
You did help me out. Like our first meeting was you rescuing me, so I think
I
you
broke
know
you
it's
out of
only
jail,
polite.
yes.
Yeah.
At this point, 2 of us have been saved by Aliska.
Yeah, that's right. I did
And
that.
Aliska's been killed
That
by
was,
one of us.
that
for
was the
the
same
night.
episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't saying I was going to do it. Leander's just watching the reaction.
I think at this time, she's not concerned with this, not only because A, she has proved her worthiness here. B, I don't know. How do I word this? I'm so sorry. My brain is not at 100% today. It flew out of my brain. Her reaction to it is just very laid back and unconcerned, I think. In fact, I think there's a couple times where she does have to correct Araxi. And rather than doing it directly, you see her look down to whichever of the cats happens to have blessed us with their presence in this moment, and just go, they needed to study that bit just a little bit more, didn't they? Not that I really was the one who specialized in these sort of quieting rituals and all of that, but I know that that bit wasn't right.
As we switch scenes, we briefly visit a part of London again. There's, as you know, a small dilapidated church by the docks, paint peeling off, rotten floorboards. I think you found a clue there at some point. No Christian service has been held there for a long time. This church is now used for a different kind of worship. As
God.
passers-by today hear an odd form of chanting coming from within. It almost sounds like gurgling. And a ship is entering the harbor, or rather, it is the remains of a ship held together by seaweed and driftwood. This is the vessel that was sunk weeks ago before the first sighting of the drowned Guardian. This is the Dawn Herald. It is crewed by the drowned, and they are coming for revenge. Back to Hargrave House. You hear someone enter Hargrave House. You don't hear someone knocking at the door because the door isn't there anymore. After the
There,
events
it's
of
just
last night.
not fulfilling its original purpose.
Yeah, okay, it's there, but it's on the floor. Let's say that. Yeah.
You hear somebody
nap.
pass the threshold.
Yeah.
You feel a disturbance in the force.
Mm-hmm.
You also hear a cuff, which heralds the arrival of Arthur Coleman. You also hear a voice that is very familiar to all of you, but especially Noelani. Like, come on, old man. Well, looks like they're all still alive.
Somehow,
And Ash is kind of like, well, except for the ghost, but she's been dead already, so.
I'm present.
Ah. Arthur Coleman looks at Elise going, I must say I am unfamiliar with you.
You don't need to be.
I
It's a
would
friend.
like to be,
Unfamiliar.
but I suppose we cannot learn all secrets in a single lifetime. I am glad that you have survived and are still on our side. Have you taken a look outside today?
We've been a little busy with cleanup.
Right. Outside, a changed world will await you. Not all of us will get to see the fruits of our labors here, but you. He coughs again and spits up a lot of sooty black phlegm and also a bit of blood. You notice, by the way, that his eyes that have been strangely green always are now shining brightly like emeralds in the sunlight. Ash, this feels oddly familiar even. But anyway, he just looks at you. I wonder when this is all done, what are your plans for this new England?
I don't like to make plans before the outcome is certain.
Noelani leans forward a little bit and looks up at Satya. I did promise someone that we would go visit her home country for a little while.
And you, your family, looking at Araxi, would probably not approve of this. And yet, you can bring a peace to Britain that it hasn't seen in a long time. Or what do you think?
one of the things that I quickly learned was that not all monsters are unnatural, and my family will continue to protect the people of Britain as long as we remain. But I think I'm going to go on holiday for a little while.
He coughs again, violently almost. That is probably a healthy choice. And, my good doctor, what about you?
I haven't any plans.
Is that so? It seems unlike what I've seen from you so far.
Like you said, brave new world. How do you make plans for that kind of thing?
Well, perhaps not exact plans. Contingencies, perhaps.
Well, only time will tell, I suppose.
He looks at Eliska, doesn't really ask anything. But perhaps Eliska has something to say to him.
I don't think she does. She is in almost a mirror of earlier, just watching Leander's response and taking her judgment of it. If he looks at her, she will not wait for him to ask, and what are you planning? I, of all people, know best that you can't exactly count on having a tomorrow as a plan for. And second of all, I'm in this house. That's what it is. I'll be here. Whether the house is or not, I will be here.
Well,
Tonight, I won't. So?
then he just struggles a little bit to get up, leaning on his walking stick. Like I said, I am glad to have you on our side. There will be many opportunities when our work is finished. And I hope some of you rise to the occasion. And he walks away.
As he
Satya?
goes, real,
Just one last thing. Yeah. Satya, I imagine you might stay a while. And that's that's the last he says.
I get the feeling that we'll be seeing you tonight, Mr. Coleman.
He just looks back. Perhaps. And very shakily, he leaves Hargrave House. So, we remain in Hargrave House, downstairs. There's a little hidden chamber. And somebody has placed a spinning wheel in there. Hazel Beaumont, the seamstress, has picked out her finest dress, one that makes room for all 6 of her arms. And she is sitting at the spinning wheel, preparing a new outfit. Jen,
Yes.
what kind of outfit would Ash like, do you think?
I think something. Ash has been in conversation with her for a little while. Um, despite what they said about not making plans before anything is certain, they have in fact been making plans, and thoughts and feelings. Um, and she is making something that doesn't hide the wings, that doesn't hide anything that Ash is. Something that brings out the glow in their eyes and lets them be what they are.
Mm. That is exactly what the seamstress, what Hazel also thinks of. It is time for both of you perhaps to show exactly who you are openly. A change is coming, and perhaps perhaps you can not just free yourselves of your glamours, but perhaps Hazel and Ash could even found a court here soon. Together. Why not?
Mundane court.
Mm. Well, sun seems to be going down earlier today than usually. And you also hear the din of some kind of. It's not clear to you, some kind of clamor in the streets, but we know, of course, that is the Wild Hunt making its way through London. Soon your moment will come, you know that much at least, and it's time for you to take your last moments, perhaps, of peace today. Anything you would like to say to each other?
I am going to at some point knock on Ash's door and just. So, what's your plans after all this? Are you you're not sticking around? I suppose you're gonna go off and return to wherever you come from.
I
don't
would
like
like
to
to
make
ask a very
plans.
important question here.
Yes.
Is Araxi drinking?
Um, I think Araxi is drinking, but for once it's a moderate amount of wine.
All right. You have
Moderate for
chosen
Araxi or
that you
moderate?
won't be. I was just going to say, you have chosen that you won't be able to clear a condition. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know I don't like to make plans before anything is certain.
Sure, but you have to have thought of it at least a little bit.
I suppose a little. I thought perhaps I might see where I came from before all of this. And if you need anywhere to hide from your family's rage, you could always come.
A former monster hunter, I don't know if I'd necessarily be welcome there.
Will you be hunting monsters?
If they give me a reason to. But I think maybe might be time for a different sort of hunt.
I think so long as you can keep the peace, they will be fine.
I'll leave you to it. Try not to die in the next couple of hours. We'll need you around, and I'll just leave.
No promises. I immediately know.
Where do we find Noelani and Leander?
Leander's making dinner and is actually whistling a tune. He seems to be in a very good mood. Nalani, try this. Holds a spoon up to you.
What is it? I'm just gonna take a bite.
It is you taste something that is very sweet but has a hint of pepper to it. It's a pomegranate sauce.
Oh.
Go with lamb.
It seems like this is something you've made a lot.
Not a lot, but enough. Yes. So, you and Satya. Seems like it's going well.
It is. I understand I have not been the kindest to you about your wife in the time that we have known each other. And I think I understand now why you feel the way that you do.
You do you? Why might that be?
The drunken dream and being left behind by someone that is supposed to love you.
Yes. Well, you know, through love, all things can mend. So, I feel as though, as Mr. Coleman said, we're on the cusp of something new. I have high hopes for it.
Are you going to look for her after this?
Why would you think that?
We have no more obligations.
I believe I've said many a time, I do keep my promises, and I believe you understand the promise I have made. I do intend to fulfill my promises, Nolani.
Deep down, I know that she knows he means he's gonna go find her and murder her.
That is
Yeah.
that is correct. That is what he is saying. Yes.
So she'll nod and just lean against the counter. Well,
I've
I'm
even got a
sure
new
it'll be a good
dress.
time. Oh,
The seamstress, she finished it just in time. Matches the suit I wore to the dinner.
As dusk falls after dinner, I think you find Eliska in the parlor, surrounded by the cats as per usual. There's also a spider there. Mainly the two cats, though.
You can see the spider is like crawling across her hand. She has adopted this one. This one is her spider.
Mr. Roderick,
Oh, you seem to be in a much better mood.
that I am. Might I have a moment of your time?
You took all of it.
That is fair. Although, seems like you got extra back, given that you're here. Regardless, I did not come to snipe at you like children. I wanted to say this may be forward. I have a favor to ask of you.
Ask.
I know this might not be the most difficult of things, but I feel the need to ask it regardless. If for some reason I am gone, watch out for the others. Don't let what happened to you happen to them.
What I've been trying to do this whole time. I will be continuing to, but
Wonderful. Seems like I've asked a very simple favor.
what did the pomegranate sauce taste like?
Undercurrent of pepper, overarchingly sweet, but it maintained the tartness.
You care about a lot more than just her now.
You would think. And yet, somehow, it's like a taste you can't get out of your mouth.
Different, though. The memory of a taste is different from the actual taste, isn't it?
Until you taste it again.
Are you planning to?
Given that, at least in some small part, I know you can keep a secret, part of me feels like I already have. And
No. Please.
sometimes there are things you just can't get away from.
But you don't break your promises. I heard you say so.
It's very true.
It's taken a lot. Wow, what was that accent? Hang on. It's taken a lot for me to be this present. And I think I do trust that you won't break that promise. That's the thing. I don't trust you. I don't trust what you said.
I'd be surprised if you trusted me. I did, after all, murder you in cold blood. Not my best work, actually. Sorry if that hurt.
She like touches the side of her hair that is matted down with the blood still.
I cannot, in good conscience, say that I am sorry. That would be a lie. I don't want to lie to you, but I do apologize that we did not get a chance to have a better relationship.
Thank you.
And who knows? Perhaps soon you will find your peace.
I don't think everything happens for a reason, especially things that are within the realm of human free will. But my being here was good. Now, I wouldn't have been here if I had lived out what was going to happen there, and you wouldn't have been here. And I can't say I'm displeased with the direction that this particular generation of the house has taken.
Well
Some
then,
of the things that I heard said at the palace. I don't think it's right for the previous generation to be the ones making the choices and the ones lingering in the house, I think. Don't fucking die, Leander.
why ever would you say that? Wasn't it your attitude that we all must die? Wasn't that your whole thing?
We all
You
must,
wanted...
but I don't want it to happen for you immediately. I don't know how much more of this I have. And I don't think I should be stretching it out longer.
Well, you desired at one point that I learned to let go. My aspirations for decades has been everlasting life. So you tell me, should I let it go or should I continue to pursue it? After all, that dogged desire is what killed you.
I cannot, in good faith, tell somebody to throw away their life now. Thing is, when you're more present, you're realizing more of what you can't do. When you're just there, but not present, it's not so bad.
Well,
When you're trying and you're watching everybody so closely and realizing the things that they have that you can't.
well, well then, who knows? Perhaps I'll come back and I'll be alive forever.
It's not alive.
Outside. by the-
Chill. Oh, may I? May I?
Yeah.
One more thing. um, she will vanish for a moment, but you feel something ice cold just hovering behind your back on the left side of your chest. You keep your promises.
I see, Miss Roderick. Have a good evening.
Have a successful one.
Outside, you now hear horns galloping, screams in the streets. And then you hear something howling outside. As you look outside, a large black dog looks at you through glowing eyes, looks at all of you, and then trots away, leaving behind 5 equally black horses, looking almost spectral, however. You are going to be the cavalry tonight, and your horses have arrived.
You're about to be dramatic as fuck.
Yep. And as you ride away from Hargrave House, as dusk arrives, everyone in order, starting with, I'm going to go in overlay order, starting with Araxi. How do you feel about your time at Hargrave House and the bond you have developed with your fellow hunters?
I didn't have many friends or companions growing up. It wasn't necessarily encouraged, and I have struggled in the past to connect with other people due to my single mindedness. And somehow, through my time at Hargrave House, I understand now what people mean when they say that they feel a kinship to people that they don't you know, usually that are just friends and everything. Um, and I feel this sense of just generally unmoored. Everything is going to change after tonight, but after all, everything changed after last night when I successfully killed my biggest enemy. And I know that no matter what happens in the future, I will always be grateful for my time at Hargrave House.
And Ash.
Hargrave House initially was, as far as I was concerned, the only place that could take me in and bring me closer to my origins. It was necessary. I did form bonds with the people that I worked with. I still value them, murder or no murder. Um, but it was never permanent. It was never a permanent solution. It was never going to be where I ended up. And I will always be grateful to Hargrave House for bringing me to a place where I better understand what I want and how to get it. But I am ready to close that chapter of my life and move on.
Leander.
Hargrave House has been many things to me. A source of deep frustration, a nuisance and destroying factor in my life, and then a second chance and a means to an end. And finally, somewhat of a home. These people, I like them. I hope they survive this. I'm going to try and do my best to make sure they do. Because at the end of the day, Hargrave House, more than anything, is the people who make it up. And this iteration of Hargrave House, I do not actually wish to burn down.
And last but not least, Norlani.
Hargrave House was supposed to be more of a safe haven, a place to land after a rather chaotic and fiery departure from my coven. And while initially I did not have strong feelings about serving the queen or the people that I worked with, it has since become a little family to me, minus the queen. The queen can fuck off. Uh, but
Fair.
it has become one of the only places she has ever wanted to be. And now she has other people she also wants to be with, people that she has chosen and people that she hopes have also chosen her back. So when this is all over, she hopes to return with more chosen family so that they can see the people who made her who she is.
And Eliska. You don't go with them, but what is the last that we perhaps see of Eliska, and what does Eliska feel?
Aliska manifested through a pure, concentrated desire and rage to make sure that the things that were going on in the house would be taken care of. And her generation's efforts and her own death would not serve to make things worse. Their incomplete business, by which I mean Leander, would not make things worse. And what she feels now is not certainty. What she was telling Leander, she was trying to figure it out herself during that conversation, and she didn't necessarily figure it out. When she was talking to Leander, she was feeling like she was talking in circles. He was asking questions that she had to think about and didn't necessarily feel satisfied with her own answers. And that lack of concentrated emotional energy is making it difficult for her to step over that threshold. She goes to the portrait gallery and she sits in there for a bit, the place where she first spoke to Noelani and explained who she was through whatever a little bit evasive way she chose to use. Although it was probably a little bit because she just couldn't say some of those things outright. There was something about it she couldn't. But she walks through this hall of all of the portraits of all of the people who have served Hargrave House in the past. And there are not any empty frames hung up. And what she does know is that even if these people don't return to Hargrave House, there should be some empty frames there for them. And so with the poltergeist energy that she still has left,
Yeah.
the annoyance and rage and just this time the fire is not instantaneous. It doesn't have the certainty. She does not light the whole portrait hall aflame. She just lights the portraits in their frames. And when a wave of cold wind passes over and extinguishes the flames, it is just her portrait remaining. And dozens of empty ones ready to be filled.
And
And as everybody
okay.
is saddling their horses, the cats have one for themselves.
Okay. And with that, we'll go on break. Slightly inopportune timing because we just got a raid. Thank you for that, but we'll be right back. And then the Empire falls.
Yeah.
Let's go!
That was the final wiggle.
It's the final wiggle, but to the tune of the final countdown.
Yeah. We return. Thanks everybody for waiting. We'll very shortly begin toppling the British Empire. Before we do that, quick shout out to Help Action Needed, who raided us earlier. Also shout out to Craig of Inspiration, of course. I just couldn't shout out two channels in close succession. Something that, well, Help Action Needed earlier today, pretty much exactly before this year, because that's why they raided us, had a fundraiser for actually our channel founder, Mozzarella. So if you wish to ruin yourselves financially, give all your money to Moz. Otherwise, just give what you can spare, because Moz is going through a lot of life changes right now and needs our support. With that, we see the Hunters of Hargrave House ride through the streets of London. A dark storm cloud still hangs over Parliament. Buckingham Palace is very near. There's already chaos in the streets. You hear again horns blowing. Somewhere in the distance, you spot a horned figure atop an enormous horse riding straight at the palace. But before we get to that, we have the last unseen of our campaign. This one takes us out of London. The sun, as we all know, never sets on the British Empire. Right now, night falls in London, but dawn has already begun to break in Bengal. And there we meet Sir Ernest Fitzwilliam, once himself a hunter of Hargrave House, but now an envoy of the crown, or rather, he is a man sent to take care of supernatural troubles in India. Elliot, first unseen prompt, please.
Sir Fitzwilliam is returning to his quarters in a colonial mansion after a night of unsuccessfully tracking a Rakshasa, a shape-shifting man-eater that he suspects to be active in the nearby villages. Before he heads to bed, he berates his Indian servants. How and why? He mostly just insults and calls into question their capabilities. He points out maybe, dishware that wasn't washed and put away to his specifications. He points out dust in the corners and streaks on the glass windows. And the whole time, regardless of actual like height or anything, he does just look down his nose at his servants, just giving off that kind of, air of, believed superiority. And it all derives from frustration. He doesn't believe that he should have been sent out here. He looks down on the people here, he looks down on the country, and he can't get his head out of his own arse, basically.
You are riding towards Buckingham Palace. At least I think that's where you expect to be needed most, right? It is close by, but it has also been closed off. There is a barricade in your way and several members of the Metropolitan Police. One of them shines a lantern at you. Halt! Oh, they're of Hargrave House. But
The Queen's
then
authority,
they
let us through.
You see their horses. There seems to be some disagreement on whether or not you can be trusted here.
Mob.
That's a good answer to the question of can you be trusted? Mob, yeah. Your mob can take care of either the police or the barricade, I think is how I worded that. Or both, I don't know. You tell me.
I don't think
They can neutralize a physical threat or break through a barrier.
I feel like okay, so I feel like if they can neutralize the police, we can figure out the barrier.
I was gonna say the
Quickly.
exact opposite, so it's up to
Yeah.
Nolani. Nolani, it's your mob. Go for it.
I will also say, Nolani, I will let you roll to get rid of both with the mob, but you have to roll at disadvantage because you need to be better at coordinating them.
We got big ass horses. We can jump that barrier.
Honestly, it's a pretty tall barrier.
Alternatively, we have fast ass horses. We can outrun the police.
Leander's already killed like 5 people. I don't think that's.
All right, Nolani, what are you
Fuck
doing?
the police.
Okay.
You know what? I'll take the disadvantage. I've got some masks
Okay.
to burn.
All right. Good.
Possibly go wrong.
Oh, well, I mean, the number is all the same,
Okay.
and that's a 10. I got all fours.
Describe what your mob does as you just you see these horses. They are in league with them.
So, Noelani does a whistle that Satya has taught her, and people start pouring out of the alleyways. A bunch of them immediately start clubbing the cops while the rest start to pull down what they can reach of the barrier to find a weak point that they can break through.
And I think then you hear a blast. Because your mob brought a few of the explosives that they've been hoarding.
Hell yeah! Get him!
And nothing is left but burning rubble. You make your way further to Buckingham Palace. And you hear suddenly bells toll all over the city. They are answered, of course, by more hunting horns. As you approach the palace itself, suddenly you hear a cracking sound and a thudding noise from a tree near you. Somebody is firing at you, and in the distance you see robed figures with guns. One of them lining up a shot at Ash. Because Ash is,
Yeah,
of
that's
course, the
fair.
party pincushion. However, it is too late for you to react. However, suddenly you hear a shot that does not come from them. And one of the figures, one of the inquisitors waiting for you, slumps down, dead. And to your side, you see sitting in a wheelchair, David Cooper, with a rifle that he borrowed from the army when they had no further use of him. after he was
Mhm.
wounded in the Crimean War and he lost his leg.
Hmm.
He thought it only fair to keep that and turn it against the crown now. But you still have more inquisitors to take care of. What do you do? The mob is also still usable, by the way. Like, you can keep going with mob, but what do you want to do?
Just overrun them with the mob, honestly.
The mob's pretty great. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
to beat
Good.
mob.
Mob is OP. Let's go.
The woke mob, let's
Yeah.
go. Let's use the woke mob.
Honestly, I think I've put myself in a position, and honestly, you too, where Nolani has so many masks left that Ren can just roll mob for everything and just
Ren can do
upgrade the
whatever she
results as
wants.
needed.
I don't have that many masks, but like I do think it would be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them up. That is another 10. Different combo of numbers,
Please.
but a 10.
Describe what your mob does to the last inquisitors of the church that you will have to deal with.
So where are they? In a tree?
They have taken a position in the vast yard in front of Buckingham Palace.
So it's hard to shoot people when they're all charging at you in a giant wave, especially when you have to reload a weapon. So I imagine a couple of them get there before they're able to take or break the guns and either hit them with the butt of them or just shoot them themselves if they're unfortunate enough to reload it before they can get the shot off.
Sure. Your mob has guns now.
Level up, baby! Your mob levels up.
Mark my word. Nolani's body count's gonna be higher than Leander's.
I think it might already be at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be
yeah.
at this point, yeah.
It is. Now who's the serial killer?
I think it's still
mean,
you though,
I
because
didn't
technically
know.
this is
Yeah.
I think technically this is mass murder, not serial killing, so I do still think so it's not that we have two serial killers, it's that we have a serial killer and a mass murderer.
I'm a mob boss, y'all.
You're a cult
Yeah.
leader.
Also, speaking of killers, Lamia, next unseen prompt.
What a transition. In the bushes, inching closer to the mansion, is the Rakshasa. What face do they wear today, and how do they intend to kill Sir Fitzwilliam? Sir Fitzwilliam is very much a believer in his tasks, and so he has killed people in the village who honestly weren't who he was looking for, but ended up being collateral, essentially. And I believe the Rakshasa is wearing the face of a mother that he killed during a possession investigation, and plans to infiltrate the house and awaken him and kill him in his own bed.
We return to London. The Queen has just been roused from her bed. Well, it could no longer be avoided, unfortunately. Things are rapidly spiraling out of control in London. People are saying the tower itself is under siege. And she will probably have to leave until the situation is brought under control. people have been dispatched to contact Scotland Yard, the Inquisition, currently led by Mother Cecilia, and of course Hargrave House, who are perfectly equipped to deal with the strange threats that have befallen the city this night. And you are already on your way to the palace, of course. And you arrive in time. Yeah. You arrive in time to see a lonely figure step towards Buckingham Palace, towards the massive square palace with its, even in the night, almost brightly shining stonework. You see Arthur Coleman. He cradles a book that he found many years ago. It was 1829. He found it, well, among a stash during a robbery he had taken to that life after the mine collapse left him an orphan. It's strange that that book that he found almost on accident contained so many answers he would need. He walks towards Buckingham Palace. His steps are halting, his strength is almost spent. But there's nothing that would stop him now. With his last just little reserves of energy, he, eyes gleaming fully green now, strikes the ground with his gnarled walking stick. He watches it take root, and the ground rise, roots rapidly expanding towards the palace. He sees the walls shake, the facade crack, and the whole building break apart. And then he falls. And he sees no more, but you have no time for any of this. You see the palace burst open. This is your moment. What do you do?
You right in.
As you ride towards it, you see others approach from everywhere. There is John Peters somewhere to your side, the main henchman of Arthur Coleman, yelling, "Lie still," at a motionless policeman, grinning very grimly at you as he sees you, and then waving a group of gathered people to press on. There's still a lot to do tonight. The guards of the palace are flowing out of the building. That is your last obstacle before you get in. Well trained, well armed, sabers, flintlock pistols, everything they would need. It's going to take more than a roll, I think. So, also, I will assume that anybody that can help you here, be it a mob or two spider sisters or whatever else, you got with you. Let's start maybe with Araxi, because you're the main fighter, technically. If it's not the mob, it's you.
Yeah. Can I, like, on my back I have my makeshift Ball's head shield.
Yeah.
Can I like draw it basically and shout just like I'm just gonna draw it, shout a bloody like war cry and charge forward, and basically the presence of this demonic figure's head, I want it to make the people standing in front of us and standing against us lose their courage and like break rank, which will make it easier for everyone else to fight them.
This can be vitality or sensitivity or presence, honestly.
I'm real good at actually all those things hilariously, but vitality I'm like the best
Yeah.
at for sure.
It's just about how you want to flavor this. If you want to be like physically imposing at this point, I just say use vitality. If it's more like the yelling than presence, but also maybe there's something about the head of the demon that you're brandishing here, and that would be sensitivity.
Because I'm using an item, do I get advantage? Because I'm using the
Mm.
head. Okay. Which is good. That ends up being a 12.
All right.
Because I use vitality, because I'm really good at that.
Then describe what happens to the guards of Buckingham Palace, how they lose their nerve, and how you give whoever goes after you advantage.
Araxi, I spur my horse forward so that I'm taking the lead, and with Ball's head on a shield, I just tap into my past as a justice, as a monster hunter, and I am just screaming bloody murder just at the top of my lungs, and seeing one individual who has clearly slain this giant creature charging at them. It's enough to make even the well-trained guards lose their nerve, and they start breaking rank, some of them scrambling back, suddenly disorganized and not the proper trained fighting force that they're supposed to be.
All right. From the side now, you see John Peters and his mob. He also has one, honestly, come in and attack the guards. Shots are fired, rocks are being thrown. You hear another small explosion go off in the back of the guards as an entryway collapses, or rather, an exit for the guards. There's still more remaining. So, somebody who is not Araxi.
Leander's just going to start cutting through them. He has the Prescott sword, and from atop the horse is going to start trying to slice heads.
All right, yeah. Roll vitality with advantage.
Oh, hold on. Is there more I can use? Wait a second. Oh, wait. Yeah, I already
You can
have
only
the
get advantage once.
Yeah, no, I. That's a 12. That's
Okay.
a 12.
Amazing.
I
Can you
think
use
with
your
the
daughter's
12,
bag?
I had originally planned to have one more roll after this, but no. Describe how the guards perish.
Araxi breaks them, and behind her, Leander simply picks them off, making sure that there is a path and that they cannot swarm us or follow us. And so, one by one, side by side, anyone close enough who's not taken care of by the others in our attack crew is slain quickly, efficiently, cleanly.
And soon the last shot is fired. You hear screaming and yelling from inside the palace. You also seem to hear church bells. the rattling of chains. But first, Ren, we return to India.
There is, however, another hunter out for Sir Fitzwilliam's blood. Indrani, a young woman from a small village nearby, has steeled herself to seek revenge. What has Fitzwilliam done to deserve this, and what besides courage has Indrani armed herself with? Fitzwilliam has, in his uncaring arrogance and thirst for a kill, murdered a civilian. Reports from civilians say that at some point in the night, they witnessed a young woman attacking a man with quote unquote sharp silvery claws. But Indrani knows that her sister would never have attacked somebody unprovoked, and that that man in particular had been scorned by her a couple days prior. So she has armed herself with those same sharp silvery claws and a burning rage while she stalks toward the house.
Back in front of Buckingham Palace, you can get in now. You will have to unfortunately dismount. No more decapitation of guards from horseback. You already see some of the mob filter in, and then somewhere to your side, one of the main gates falls under the assault of the Wild Hunt, shattered by the blaring of war horns. And you see Herne the Hunter himself enter the palace. But with what you have understood of the plan, will he get to the Queen? Probably not. As you enter, the temperature drops. And rising from the ground, stepping outside of the walls, there are, in fact, the ghosts you expected. The ghosts of monks bound here in servitude. One of them materializing very close to who hasn't rolled. Jen, materializing very close to Ash. Suddenly extending a cold, cold hand as if to grab your heart. How do you react?
Does it appear solid? Or is it literally just doing like the Aliska thing?
It is doing the Aliska thing, yeah.
Okay. I think I'm going to use I'm just gonna use a touch of glamour to give myself the magic boost that I need um to try and dispel it.
All right. How does how does Ash do that?
So the wings come out as they always do. They are wearing their battle outfit, which is the outfit that the seamstress had been making for them. The wings come out, the eyes glow green, and their veins begin to glow just a little bit with magic that has been pulled from the energy of the Fae around them. That still have access to that connection. Um, and Ash is going to focus that energy around their hand and catch their hand as it goes for their heart. Not like
All
that.
right.
Uh,
Roll. You're just making
sensitivity.
every roll with sensitivity, yeah.
Yep. That's a 13. Oh wait, no, 14. Sorry.
Oh, that makes so much of a difference.
Makes so much of a difference. Yeah, you know.
Well, you describe how you dispel the ghost and also how that weakens the surrounding ghosts, giving the others an opening.
So as I catch this ghost's hand in my own, the glow in my veins intensifies. My nails grow a little bit longer, digging into this ghost, and it begins to let out this horrible shrieking wail as the energy flowing through me into them burns them away like a wisp. And I think in a lot of ways these ghosts are drawing power from each other in order to stay manifested. Um and honestly, it might just be demoralizing for the other ghosts. They might just be freaked the fuck out because they're not used to being killed.
They have been here for the youngest of them 170 years, more or less. They're definitely not used to that. That's true. Yeah.
Like they've been
So,
around.
yeah, that's you
Hamilton
all
killed one of
see
them.
you all see the other ghosts almost flicker instantaneously, and you feel slightly less cold, but they are still there. The mob can't help you here. In fact, everywhere around you, you see some of the henchmen that have entered the palace just flee it again already because they are not armed for this task. This was unexpected. All the supernatural things were supposed to be on their side if they even knew about them at all. So what now?
Good news, I'm really good at killing things that are
Yeah.
already dead.
And you have a blessed weapon, so you can harm ghosts.
Yeah, I definitely still brought the halberd with me. I'm gonna just start uh cutting through them, like I'm cutting wheat down.
All right. Uh, you're rolling with advantage because Jen rolled a crit. We're just rolling waterfalling crits now, I think.
Yeah, we
Fine.
are, because
Everything's fine.
especially
Yeah.
if I'm using vitality, that
Yeah,
becomes
yeah,
a
yeah.
14.
Sure.
Jesus.
Once again, I was like, this is 3 rolls, but you rolled 2 crits, so I'm just handing it to you. Describe how, as they wail and thrash at you, some trying to hit you with chains, some just simply trying to grab you and, well, stop your heart, much like Eliska did earlier. How do you evade all of them, and how do you banish these ghosts?
I am spinning the halberd around me like it weighs nothing. The shield's on my back again, and just
Yeah.
and because it is a blessed weapon, though, it doesn't need to land like a traditionally deadly injury on the ghost. It just needs to like touch them enough, basically. So I just there's nothing there. They're incorporeal, basically. So I just tap them, and then they go poof. And I'm just like walking through them like Their hitboxes are huge. Thank you. Yeah.
Anything else about them huge?
No, unfortunately, no.
Oh. No ghost fucking for me.
Yeah, and you battle your way through the hallways, partially collapsed, roots growing out of them, trees even, it seems, growing through the palace itself. You make your way to the inner chambers. You're joined by Hearn the Hunter himself. Still with you, John Peters. There he is. And then there was, after all, something unforeseen by you. The church has bound many things here, and some of them it kept as a last reserve. And when the cellars of, well, also dungeons of Buckingham Palace were broken open, that gave the church a clear path to one of the things that was bound here. It is the demon Baphomet. Because why not, honestly? I just made that up. Like, I don't, it's the finale.
I was
Have a
close.
fucking demon.
I want it known that I was close, what I said earlier.
What did you say earlier?
Belrog.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Why not?
Basically the
honestly?
same thing, honestly, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You see rising now from a crack in the floor the horned head of a demon standing, towering over you, 9, perhaps even close to 10 feet tall. Wings that look as though they are dipped in blood.
The
His
hell.
goat-like head lowered, glaring at you. And just for Jen, he will say, "You cannot pass." Because it's the finale. Fuck it.
Ash
And
just
then
lifts up
he
their bottle of blood and like, you
charges.
want a drink?
He charges directly. And Hearn the Hunter, who is going to be the first to die if you don't do anything.
Nolani.
Nolani, you got something?
I mean, I need you to cover me if you want me to bind this thing.
I will block you. It's fine. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got your
First,
back.
however, this will require the narratively appropriate amount of time for 3 rolls. So 1 from everybody else. So Nolani can actually finish a binding ritual. Who wants to protect Hearn the Hunter by interposing themselves? Yep. As expected.
Let's go.
I'm
What
gonna
does
roll
Ash
for
do
you.
it? Okay.
Evens is going to be Araxi, and odds is going to be Ash. It's a 4. Sorry, Ash can't die yet.
You got places to go, Ash. You gotta live.
So in that case, Araxi mentally is definitely having a "didn't I already do this?" moment.
Deja vu.
Yeah, I'm gonna plant myself in front of the hunter, and I have my halberd out, and I'm just trying to keep Baphomet away. And unlike when I killed Ball, though, Araxi's face is just like very like serious. There's no like levity here. There's no enjoyment of the hunt, not like before.
Mm-hmm. I would say this is an extremely powerful demon this time, and one that you are not familiar with. You will roll with disadvantage because big, winged, coming
Horny?
right at you. Horny, yeah.
Yeah.
It's unexpected. So if you have an item that can help you here, hey, use it, but otherwise, disadvantage.
I really don't, honestly. Because my halberd's slots are all used up.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna use a mask. On a
Okay.
disadvantage, which I assume means I have to use the two lowest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I rolled a 1 and a 2. So plus
Jesus.
vitality gets me to a 6. So I will use a mask.
Yep. For a brief moment, you see the blow coming that will knock you aside, crush you almost, breaking most of your ribs. And then Baphomet would be upon Hearn the Hunter. But then, well, you avoid that fate. So what happens instead as you put on the mask?
I think that I still get hit, but instead of like being grievously injured, I'm only a little injured.
Hi.
I don't go flying quite as comically into the distance.
Mhm. You simply take the hit and parry most of it then with your halberd. But one of Baphomet's huge claw-like hands does hit you, and you get a shoulder injury. He's now snarling at you. Meanwhile, Hearn the Hunter is readying, now that he has registered this threat, apparently an attack of his own, drawing a hunting bow and preparing a shot that would at least somewhat immobilize the demon. But, well, somebody should probably help him take steady aim and avoid getting, again, attacked by a demon. And also, said demon is right in front of Araxi, who is somewhat dwarfed by Baphomet. So, Ash, Leander.
Can I flashbang him? Not bang him, flashbang him. Well, actually.
Yes.
But yeah, earlier in the game, we established that my little copper figurine was essentially a flashbang, so I would like to use that again.
I've forgotten all about that. But why not? You will not necessarily need to roll to succeed. You will, but you will need to roll to not catch Araxi.
Okay, that's fair. Um,
So you will definitely succeed the roll, but Araxi might get the blinded condition.
okay.
Or
okay.
flashbanged, or whatever you want to call that at this point. Yeah.
I can't believe Ash wants to
Incredible.
flashbang Araxi.
Okay. Listen, I gotta do what I gotta do, okay? All right, sensitivity, do I have like any disadvantage or anything?
I think for this, no. It's really just you need to avoid hitting Araxi.
I get advantage because I am using the item, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. That will be an even 10.
All right. Describe what happens here. Jen?
Yeah. Sorry. My audio was doing some funky shit here.
Oh, okay.
Um, Ash will, I think, yell for Araxi, just boost me, and assuming Araxi is willing to, will run up and vault off of Araxi's linked hands for a moment, or even cooler, the pole of their halberd, and they will basically set off their flashbang directly in this thing's eyes before landing behind it.
Mhm. Baphomet, the demon, is reeling backwards. There's just one last thing that he has in store for you as his goat-like head, he almost unhinges his jaw and out flows a blackish cloud. And out of the cloud fly thousands, if not more, flies directly at you, smothering you. Leander, what might be done about this?
Well, given my newfound interest in strange occurrences, Nolani's working on a ritual, and Leander pulls out the Hargrave House talisman and is going to. Leander believes in the house, and belief is supposed to be a helpful ward. And so Leanna's going to try to use the talisman to essentially destroy these flies like an act of faith.
All right. Roll sensitivity. That's going to be an even roll. Again, Baphomet is powerful, but you're using an item, so disadvantage and advantage canceling each other out, I think.
Okay. Fair. All right. Okay. That's not terrible, actually. That's a 9. Wait. That's a 9. Yeah.
All right. That means you do it. But of course, something goes wrong. And what goes wrong is you
Oh, hold on.
sneeze.
Before you say that,
Yeah.
I will say residual traces of malice so that it is less bad.
Okay. Then this just means you leave yourself open to something.
Yep.
You need to get very, very close. That means if Nolani doesn't roll a clean success next, you're getting hit.
Okay.
However, you get close enough, you see the, well, how do the flies disappear?
I think it's like they hit a window. It's kind of like they just smash and dissipate.
And then you hear an arrow impact, embedding itself in Baphomet's, well, knees or knee. Then another one as he is pinned down. And that would be Hearn the Hunter and the other wild hunters now firing upon the demon. Not enough to kill this ancient demon, but enough for Nolani to do what must be done here. What has Nolani been doing? How does this ritual look?
She has laid out the salt circle to the best of her ability, making sure there's no breaks in the line, because that's not something we want to deal with on top of what we're doing right now. But she's taken out the ritual knife from Croydon, a little bit of alcohol that she's kept in a flask for on the go, dropped some blood in it, pulls out probably the smallest piece of fresh meat she could carry with her, probably like a kidney or something. And she summons this black goopy creature from the ground and it coalesces into the form of the queen. And she does a very like over dramatic fake curtsy, and she goes, "Your Highness, we
my humblest servant. How have you come to beseech your monarch today?"
She'll smile and she'll go, "That's the problem. You're not my monarch."
Oh, I have been many things, and the face of the not queen changes to Hestia, your mother, back to the queen. Are you done with serving then?
Serving you, perhaps.
Hmm.
There are
But ours has always
others.
been, ours has always been a mutually beneficial arrangement, hasn't it? At this point, for perhaps the first time, the guise that this creature wears fully disappears. What does this spirit look like when it is not wearing the face of somebody else?
It looks like the goop that it was formed from. It's dripping and it's slimy and it's barely holding its shape together except for two bright white eyes, and all of the points of its fingers are in claws. It kind of looks like it's wavering between a humanoid form where you can see ribs and other bones and maybe organs underneath that, and something that is entirely not human at all, but also not animal.
All the goop and viscera that it is formed from inches forward you a little bit. Command me. So, roll to bind Baphomet with this thing. This again will be a disadvantage, but hey, maybe you have something.
I am using the ritual knife from Croydon. I have so many
All right.
knives.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then
and I have masks.
clean roll.
I'm gonna put on a mask just because I don't want to have to. What we still have other things to do. That's fine. I'll put on a mask.
Sure.
'Cause
What?
I got a
what
9.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you don't get a full success here, Leander gets hit, and getting hit by a
Oh.
demon is not good.
Yeah, clearly looking at Araxi over there.
Mm.
Oh, blurry. Yeah, I'm going to put back on, I think, the Cosmic Passage, so it's just going to reduce my reason, but it'll make sure Leander doesn't get hit.
So, describe then how Baphomet gets bound again.
She peeks over the kind of disgusting rippling form of the creature to look at where Baphomet is starting to get pinned and pushed back. And she goes, I know that one has a tomb. It's probably best we find a more intact one for him, though. Somewhere he can stay forever. And the goopy, disgusting mess kind of dissipates towards the circle and starts bubbling up from the ground around Baphomet to grab his legs and then wings and start dragging him back through the floor like he came from.
So, no, this cannot be. He disappears.
Bye, darling.
Remind me to never get on your bad side.
On that note, Elliot, we return to Bengal once more for the next unseen prompt.
Dawn breaks as the hunters, still unaware of each other, converge on the mansion. How does Sir Fitzwilliam die? He is in his bed, asleep, and Indrani gets there first. And she goes over to him and just pulls the sheets back, waking him, and in his kind of blurry, still waking up vision, she looks him in the eyes and says, the only monster here is you. And I will cleanse our village of this taint. And she just rends him bloody.
And we return to Buckingham Palace. You have advanced to the inner chambers. Sounds of fighting all around you. There's just a last kind of bodyguard of the queen left. But that doesn't concern you. You have a clear path now. With you, right behind you, is David Cooper with his rifle. And of course, the Wild Hunt, still rushing towards the center of Buckingham Palace. You see, actually, with just a few last guards, the queen trying to run away. Yeah, one rifle shot bringing down one, an arrow the other. And then there's just you and the queen. You are supposed to protect me, protect the crown. There's so much you all owe to the Empire, to
Oh.
England.
Do you know what your crown did to my home? Your Highness.
She suddenly looks very stately. I must admit that, of course, sometimes in the handling of the colonies, we have not ruled with the most gentle of hands.
Not
But
a
still-
trace. That is what I found of my family. Not a trace. Do you want me to protect you? Did you protect my siblings? Did you protect my brother? Do you know where he is? No, you do not. So do not speak of protection to me and what I owe. I am providing you what I owe you. Perhaps more, because this might be more painless than you deserve.
I assure you, your family can be found. Just do your duty to your family has served for so many generations. Surely you cannot turn against the crown now, Miss Justice.
I clap Leander on the back and I just say, not all monsters are monsters.
Oh, what is the meaning of that? Are you just going to throw your lineage away like that?
Nolani, Ash, did you have any last words for our queen?
Yes, you. It's Miss. Just looking at Nolani. Miss Clemens, you too. Are you not of? You are of proper pedigree yourself. Uh, Surely you cannot stand for this lawlessness.
Hold on 1 second. I'm really blurry. Fuck this
Oh.
camera.
Ash, we can't hear
no.
you.
Yeah, okay. Sound issues are worse than camera issues. Ren.
Okay. I'm just gonna be blurry. It's okay.
Yeah, surely you cannot stand for this lawlessness.
She tilts her head a little bit. With no respect, actually. I'm not sure you understand that I am not of England.
Of course, I understand, but again, as someone of a proper pedigree and bearing, England can do so much for you.
I have proper pedigree and bearing because my family decided that rather than handle me and what I can do, they would ship me off like a farm animal. I don't want whatever it is that you can do for me. I have everything I need.
And Jen, are you back?
I am back, I think.
Okay. The queen simply looks at Ash. You,
Oh, you're not my queen.
I offered you all knighthood, earldom. Protect
No,
your
you
queen.
expected lapdogs.
You offered us chains. More and more chains. Well, I refuse, Your Highness. I'm going to attack her if everyone's cool with that.
Go for it. Yeah,
Um,
fuck her up.
Leander deserves
I
it.
mean, This is a 60-year-old woman in her nightgown standing before you.
They're curlers.
You don't need to roll. All of you together. What happens to Queen Victoria of England?
Like her ancestors before her, I behead her.
Every one of you can describe, but it seems like Lamia is doing it.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Oleander.
I'm perfectly
Yeah.
happy with that.
All right.
Yes, so no head. Yeah, I think Ash will use their shillelagh to hold the queen in place so that Leander can really look her in the eye.
No, no. You- Please,
Long live the queen.
please.
Long may she
Long has
reign.
passed.
When it's
And-
done, I just draw a handkerchief from my, jacket, and I hand it to Leander to wipe off the blood that's probably inevitably somewhere on his person now.
Yes.
Huh. Thank you.
Lines and veils real quick before I do the thing that I want to do.
And with that, the head of the queen on the floor, the exquisite marble floors of Buckingham Palace, soaking the finest of rugs you can have.
Okay, we're good. I take a tooth.
I think
The
as we
hunting-
eventually leave, Araxi will say, "I'm not taxidermying this one."
Oh no, it's fucking hell.
The hunting
want to soup?
horns sound again, and this hunt is over. We return also for one last time to India. Who is it? Jen. Last unseen
Aye.
front.
All right. The sun has risen and the servants awaken. As they find what remains of Sir Fitzwilliam, how do they react? Sir Fitzwilliam, to be quite honest, there likely isn't that much left of him to discover. And what is quite shredded, like Julienne shredded. At first, there is shock and horror because it is a disgusting, bloody, gory scene. But once the shock of the grisly scene before them fades, there's just a little bit of satisfaction.
And we return to London. But it is not this night. It is 1 month into the future. I have no idea what's happening in the aftermath of this, so I'm just going to leave all of that to you. We begin with Araxi. How has England changed? How has Araxi changed? And what is Araxi doing?
There was definitely an initial chaos and confusion. There were many conflicting reports about what happened on that night, but in the end, finally, there was a rise by the workers, and new steps are being taken to enshrine voting rights for all citizens, regardless of class, race, ethnicity, gender, any sort of status such as that. The rest of Europe looks anxiously on this. This is the sort of thing that usually happens in France, actually. Uh, and it's happening in England, and that's unusual for places. Um, Araxi did write a very long letter back home to her parents, and they they agreed that it might be best for her to take some time off. And so, as much as she's been capable of doing in the last month, she's not been actively hunting monsters. If they come find her, that's different. But she's trying to pick up new hobbies, and we probably have a montage of Leander and Noani and Ash all trying to teach Araxi something to probably mostly not successful, but she's trying. And she she's making plans in terms of travel, of where to go after this. And that takes time, especially with the everything changing and everything, all that stuff. But she's making plans, and by the end of the day, she will not be in London anymore.
And Ash, the veil has been lowered. Very strange things have been happening. You will have, for example, been visited. We never got to do that, by some emissaries from the court of Queen Titania, who wants her daughter back.
Oh, I haven't seen her, I'm afraid.
Well, other things, of course, are happening. People are saying that Knuckleavies are sighted at the northern coast, ghosts in old castles. England is changing in more ways than one. In what ways exactly has the supernatural become more of a part of everyday life, and where does that leave Ash and also the other Fae?
First off, there are, of course, some supernatural entities that are a little bit more mischievous and prefer to wreak a little bit of havoc. Um, the non-binary club that I have created um, has taken on the role of almost liaising between the Fae and the supernatural and the mundane world. We create what we call the honorary court, the court of the mundane. Um, in the real world, we definitely go and we get and we get one of those like abandoned Scottish castles. Um, in order to essentially give those who need a place to stay a place to stay. We maintain uh, well guarded grounds so that those who wish to mingle with society can mingle, those who do not wish to can stay among their own, and those who wish to wreak havoc can do so safely without disturbing everyone else. Um, there is. Mm,
I was just going to say, if you finished, might I interest you in the former royal residence of Balmoral Castle in Scotland?
yeah,
You
totally.
killed the former occupant, so
Yeah.
it's free for you.
Yeah, we'll take that. We
Yeah.
will erect a permanent gate between this world and the world of the Fae. Ash, hello Pippin. Ash's playbook shifts from Changeling to whatever playbooks there are in the PBTA game Liminal. And Ash shifts systems. And definitely shows up at Araxi's door one day to offer her a tour of a self-guided tour of the Phalanx.
And Nolani, the British Empire is no more. You have made a promise to someone to see other parts of the world, mainly India. So, do you uphold this promise?
Absolutely.
Then, as you travel India with Satya, how does this first? How are things with you and Satya? How does this trip broaden your own horizons? And also, how is India changing now that the crown is no more? Just 10 years after India rose up in rebellion for the first time against the East India Company.
I think Satya and Noelani are doing really well. It's I feel like Satya shows her all of the places and the people that she grew up with to Noelani. Um, and also probably showing her new things that she can add to her own spells, like new ingredients she hadn't considered before, things like plants and um, spices, because you can do magic through cooking. Um, and I think while they're traveling, it's it's not subtle that the people are happier. Um, there are definitely more houses that they pass by that have been burned to rubble and ruin, with the occupants nowhere in sight. But it's very clear that they were never, like, those houses were never supposed to be there in the first place. Um, and they go about the subcontinent, probably helping um, other resistances and other even supernatural creatures protect themselves from any of the remaining hunters or people that might still hold on to the ideals of the crown a little too tightly, even though now the queen has been decapitated.
Yes. All of this, amazing, of course. A great evil has been defeated, decapitated, but there's still darkness in London and elsewhere. You have not only struck bargains with the threats you have resolved, but you have also hunted them at times, vampires, demons, and the like. All of this darkness is still there. And a lot of it is also after all the hardships of this time within you. So, Leander,
Yes.
honestly, I have no questions specifically for you because I have no idea where you're going to take this. What is the last that we see of Leander here?
After we kill the queen, Leander takes a few crown jewels and returns to Hargrave House with the rest of the hunters. Sir Price in his room, who he bids adieu, tells him he can have the room and to make sure he delivers the letters. Once everyone is asleep, Leander takes the garment bag, the jewels, his bag, and he puts on the suit that the seamstress made, the one that matches the dress. He takes the map and the vial of blood, and he goes to find his wife. And he finds her slightly outside of London, in an old estate, and he simply rings the doorbell. And when she sees him, he holds out the dress and smiles at her. I told you that I would find you. I've gotten you something. She is cocky. She takes the gifts, lets him in the house, opens them, and smiles at them. He looks at her and he's just very calmly, very plainly says, I killed the queen. Those are hers. The jewels. And the dress should fit you perfectly. Why don't you put them on? She looks for the first time since they first met. She looks impressed with him. And she smiles and she says, oh dear, you have been very busy. And here I thought you were going to drown yourself in a bottle. I think I like this outcome better. And she goes and she puts on the dress, and Leander waits patiently downstairs, puts on music. And when she comes down, they match and they look beautiful together. And they dance. And as the music comes to an end, Leander looks down at his lady wife and he simply says, Addie, I love you. And I made you a promise. I do intend to keep it. Realization hits her eyes quickly. She's not unintelligent. But it doesn't matter because by that point, there is a stake moving into her heart as Leander stabs her. And she looks up and she smiles at him. And she takes her hand up to his throat and sinks her nails into his neck. And as she falls backward, pulls, and he falls too. They die together, embracing each other.
And that's where we end the between.
There's a cat with
So.
his tail on my face.
Oh, I should say, hold on.
Yeah.
You all have letters.
Do you want to read the letters out after this scene, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, does everybody else have a letter? I mean, I don't, obviously, but we all
Yeah.
we all
So-
have individual letters. Okay.
So
It
so
is
there's
one
a
letter.
Hargrave House letter, but everybody has there's a couple sections that are everybody and everyone has a section. The PDF may be hard to read, so here's
that's
the
a PDF, I
actual
see, yeah.
body of the letter, so it's easier in
Right.
Discord. There we go.
Yeah.
Session notes.
Well, then, Lamia, why don't you read out the beginning and then everybody else reads out the parts addressed to them?
Okay. So the day after the killing of the queen. You all wake up and you find a letter on the table, and it is addressed to the hunters of Hargrave House. And the letter begins, "Dearest hunters of Hargrave House, if you are reading this, I am dead. Thank all of you for your companionship. I have treasured our time together, and I hope the rest of you live long and fulfilling lives. If there is anything you learn from me, might it be my fashion sense, as I had little left worthy of passing on by the time you all met me. Nolani."
You never had anything to fear from me. I stopped killing Hargrave House hunters when I joined. But yes, I killed Eliska Rodick. She was not working against the house. I was with my wife, who is a vampire, and promised me love and immortality. Eliska was simply in the way. I hope you and Satya are happy together and get out of this horrendous empire. I do believe we could have been friends.
Ash.
Be careful what you do with the hearts and affections of those who love you. A lover spurned is a terrible and powerful thing. If you want to find a home, don't wait too long because it can be too late, and the hole that is left can fester and infest your entire being.
Araxi.
You are a skilled hunter, and anyone who said or says differently does not have your well being truly in mind. You deserved a better family, and I hope you survive long enough to be something more than a poorly dressed hunter and a reputable drunk. Please live a real life.
Damn!
I
Posthumously, Leander awards Araxi the burn condition.
Burn. Damn.
I hid much from you all, but I wish you to know I was born near what they now call Lagos. I was born Olufemi Leander Adisa. I wanted to live forever, to keep my family alive. But in my monstrosity, I lost them a million times over. I suppose in the hardest way, I finally learned to let things die. My best wishes and hopes for you all. Dr. Leander Adisa.
And that's now finally, definitely the end of our campaign.
Oh my
Flavia,
God,
what
just
the fuck? That's so good. It's so wonderful. I, Elliot, am in awe and want to give you like such good kudos. Araxi's gonna fucking learn how to kill your ghost.
Haha, joke's on you. There is no ghost, bitch. I finished my
Yeah.
business.
Well, yeah. Thank you all for playing, for ending the British Empire. All of this. This was by far my longest actual play campaign so far, and I couldn't have wished for a better way to, to have that, to also end this than that letter, and couldn't have wished for a better table. Also, thanks to everybody who has been watching. Thanks for all the raids. Yeah, outros, I suppose. I'm Yanis, or Wizard Styles, he, him. You can find me on the internet. Anyway, I'll be back here in 3 weeks when we will begin a campaign of The One Ring called The Twilight of Mirkwood. You will also find me a little bit before that, namely on Saturday the 25th over on Goodberry Cafe for a fundraiser to help a few cosplayers who, well, didn't get paid for their work as a con organizer, just fucked off with all the money. So we're going to help them raise money for legal fees. That's going to be, the 25th, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever that is for you. That's where you'll be able to find me. Popcorning it over to Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren, or Renegade Dumpling pronouns they, them. I have been Noelani Astoria Clements, apparently demon banishing witch and raging lesbian.
Wet gay. Certified wet gay.
You
The
can
wet
find
gay
me.
captions. Good lord.
You can find me at Renegade Dumpling on Blue Sky. The only thing I currently have on my schedule that is coming out is the first episode of Echoes of the Forgotten, our 5e audio drama that is coming out on Sunday, November 9th. So if you want to follow the Soup Dumpling Media Blue Sky, that's where you would get announcements about that. Otherwise, for the moment, I will be disappearing into the ether, and you will see me again somewhere, probably. Lamia.
Hi, I'm Lamia. My pronouns are they them. I have been Dr. Olufemi Leander Adisa Prescott. And his pronouns are he, him, and he deserved what he got. I will be on Chaotic Wholesome's channel for their talk show Tuesday night to talk about all of the wonderful goings on with the PAX Intersection Games Library, which I helped to organize and will be helping to run, and also all of the shit I am doing at PAX, because there's a lot. So come check it out on Tuesday. Tuesday mornings, I stream on my channel here on Twitch, which is Mental Lamia. So come give me a follow. And then my podcast is Woke Mental Wellness. Our current season is Windy City Nihilism, and you can find that wherever you happen to pod your cast or cast your pods. And so that comes out every other Monday. So this past Monday was an episode. So this is a good week to catch up. So do catch up and check it out. I sometime in October have a podcast with the Queer XP where I ran a Good Strong Hands one shot, which was dark and wonderful. I'm a horror main, can you tell? Yeah, and then I think I can't talk about anything else yet, so stay tuned on my socials to find out where else I will be besides helping to take down empires fictionally, technically. I forgot who hasn't gone. Elliot.
Yeah, hi. My name is Elliot. I also go by my Chinese name, Xiao Zhou. You can find me online at Cursebreaker Elliot. I'm also I stream on Twitch. I do a lot of video game streams. I'm taking a short break from TTRPG stuff. Just during the holiday season, everything's so busy in my life. But I've been playing Arexi Elizabeth Justice. Whose pronouns are she, her. This has been just a fantastic experience. I love this group. I love this game. I'm still shocked about Leander and everything. And after we go off air, I'm just gonna sit here basking in Lamia's presence and thinking about that, I think. But no, this has just been a fantastic table, and I really appreciate being able to do this with like such a great group of people. So genuinely, I'm just so happy, and I hope that we're at maybe many tables together, many times in the future. Jen, what's up?
Oh, they sound like a loser. Hi, friends. I am Jen.
Christ,
I have been I have been your friendly local non-binary fae, Ash, who has now switched systems and now exists in the liminal system. Because why the fuck not? I can be found. Honestly, I spend most of my time at this point over on Game Master Monday doing production with them. I hit the buttons and make the scenes go wee. I do actual play performance production, overlay design, project management. You'll be able to find me in the same place as Wiz down there. And in the One Ring system in 3 weeks, when we kick off with Twilight of Mirkwood. I can also be found for the rest of this month and next month, with the exception of Halloween and Thanksgiving. Words over on Bad House RPG, playing some Candela Obscura with another non-binary disaster. So if you enjoyed this supernatural non-binary gay, you can go follow the other supernatural non-binary gay over on Bad House RPG Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Other than that, that's pretty much me on the internet. I am Jen Burb. I will always send what I like to call pussy pics, cat photos, to be clear. To be super clear, I'm super fucking ace. And that's pretty much me. Free Palestine, fuck ICE, Black Lives Matter, all that shit.
Down with all
Um,
empires.
yeah.
Gia Queen.
Yep. We will definitely need a few guillotines. Anyway, Rosie had to leave. I don't know all the things Rosie is currently in because Rosie is in a lot of things all the time. However, she is, I know, in a vampire game on Don't Kill My Character RPGs, and also is going to be in 1 or 2 games over on the previously mentioned Goodberry Cafe, which is a new channel that I will shout out now, and I hope that I'm actually using the right channel name. We'll see. Yeah, I did. Cool. Yeah, Rosie is also going to be there during the fundraiser. With that, I think those were most shout outs. Again, though, Mozzarella, the channel founder and main behind the scenes person running this entire channel, is yeah, also fundraising on Ko-Fi for a move and major life changes. So if you have money to spend, go support. That's it. Thank you all for watching. May we all see the end of a few empires in our lifetimes. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.